Okay, yes, yo, ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy Hydra the man, aka the Range Actor.
So,
I know you guys are surprised about my fork because it's the first time I'm using it. You know, I see the Gen Z people doing it, so I had to join them. You know, we have to be social media savvy. You know how it is. Okay, straight up into the interview of today, ladies and gentlemen. I have I really don't always find the right words to qualify my colleagues because I swear to God, the kind of job we do, and we just deserve all accolades in this world. Do you understand? But right now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm with one of the most sought after actors right now in Nollywood. Yep, he's my colleague. He's very, very good. I've worked with him. Jerry, we don't work 2 times, I mean 3 times. We've worked on a couple of projects together. I think two. One for Nkiru, one for Rock.
First one, you play my younger brother.
Yes, then one for Rock.
Yeah.
Yes.
That one has not come out.
It's not yet out till tomorrow. I don't know what's happening.
That movie is sweet.
Yeah. Very, very sweet. Shout out to Chisom, shout out to Alex Moore.
Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with one of my G's in the industry. He's one of my guys that anytime I call up on him, he turns up for me. You know, my guy, my bro. Ladies and gentlemen, make welcome the one and only Jerry Mudiaga.
Thank you very much.
Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show, bro.
Thank you, bro.
You see, anytime I see Jerry, I just say, stop it, Mudiaga. No matter the weight of elephant, you know if you cause earthquake.
Yes, sir.
So, ladies and gentlemen, straight up into this interview session, Jerry.
Yes.
You see, and you know, like I started, like the first time I met you, seriously, was on Nkiru's set.
Yeah.
That was the first time I met. That was the first time I saw you. And your composure, you were so calm, you were so collected. I was like, who is this guy forming fine boy for me and everything. But later when we act, in my mind I was like, all these fine boys, I don't say they no go sabi act. But when we acted, you deliver. I was like, the guy sabi act. Who be this guy? So I think later that day we got talking and we followed ourselves on IG. And I went to IG. I was like, this guy no be small person. This guy na big fish. That was when I started to learn that you went for Ultimate Love, the Mnet reality show.
Yeah, about love, finding love.
And I was like, this guy no be small fish. And I started seeing your jobs with different big names in the industry. I was like, wow. That was why I just gave you your respect. I know this guy too no be small fish. You understand? So Jerry, definitely your fans, they just started seeing you on TV. They don't know you. They don't know anything about you. I swear to God, most Nollywood actors, we just see them on TV. We don't know anything about them. And it's not supposed to be. In fact, we even know more about musicians and comedians than actors. So that's why I'm actually doing this. Let your fans meet you. Let them know you. So let's take it back, Jerry.
Okay.
Where are you from? Your state of origin?
Yeah, I'm from Delta State. I'm the Robo boy.
Robo Wado. Did I get it?
Yeah, Robo Wado.
Robo Wado.
Yeah.
From where?
Ogara.
Yes. Okay. So where were you born and raised?
Okay, I was born in the UK. I was born in London, and I was raised in the north of Nigeria. That's Kaduna, precisely.
Jerry, you're not a Kaduna boy.
Yes, I'm a KD boy.
Have we talked about this before?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Jerry, you're not a KD guy. Where for KD?
But now,
come borrow over.
Wallahi.
Can I drink Hausa?
Kadang.
Lie.
Yeah,
Jerry, not lie.
Nah, you grew.
Me like Kaduna boy now.
I travel to KD every year. I just didn't travel last year. So last year, what happened was I was supposed to travel to Abuja. I always go to ABJ, then Kaduna. I must go to, do
you understand?
I spent like a week or two in
Kaduna.
That
is my life too. Yeah. I didn't just go to Kaduna last year. We've never spoken about it. You see why you need to talk. I didn't even know. Bro, me and one Sunday born.
Yeah, I know that.
Wallahi. That's my street, man. My parents are still there.
I still have my elder sister is still there. One of my closest friends, I was his best man. I'm the godfather to his sons. I still have some peeps there, and if I go to KD, I'm always like,
Jerry, my parents are still in KD till tomorrow. Like I went to Yisheng Wallahi, Asian school. My younger brother went to Dambo International.
Well,
I went to Christ Ambassador.
Whoa.
Come on, man. Jerry, as in, you see, we're just getting to know that we're from the same place, Croc City. What up?
Wow. Me, I'm a Katie boy for life.
Okay.
Honestly.
So, Jerry, moving on.
Yeah.
So, how was your growing up like? Like, would you say you guys were you guys were not born with a silver spoon, like the silver spoon you're holding now, or would you say you were comfortable, or you guys were super rich? Like, how were your siblings? How many are you guys?
Okay, so first off, anytime I speak about Katie, it's something I hold dear to my heart. I always say it's a peaceful place for me. Like the way this environment is now, that's how Katie is. In fact, this place is even still noisy. Katie was chilled. You know, you can go around freely. You can go to one Sunday. You can go to Sabo. You can go
Wampama,
to anywhere. You can go to
Wamboro,
Kakuri. You can go to Malali. Everyone was chilled, you know. So I grew up with so much love, you know, and we were much in my house, you know. We're about 8 children,
wow.
you know. So
What's
the
the
house
position?
was full. I'm the second son, 4th child. You know.
Oh, okay.
So the house was always full, you know. But at some point, my elder ones were in school. I happened to be the only one that didn't go to a boarding house. I don't know why. For some reason,
Wow.
they felt like,
Out of the 7, out of the 8 of
they
you.
felt like I was going to be the black sheep of the family. I was kind of stubborn. I was kind of, you know. So they said this one should be under our. Let's be watching him, you know. So I was always at home, you know. But it was fun. I grew up in a nice environment.
What
Like,
school did you go to?
I went to different schools, to be honest. But I finished
Primary.
from
Okay, tell us
Gini.
your primary. Gini
College.
Okay, tell us your
That's where I
primary
finished from.
school.
Primary school, I went to St. Anne's at some point. Then I
St.
went
Anne's.
to Ivy Then I went to Tender Care.
Tender care.
You know, yeah,
And you went to
fuck.
Gini.
Then I went to
Is that where you finished? Gini
Yeah.
Banawa.
Gini Banawa.
Wow.
That's where I
Wow,
finished from,
wow.
you know.
I think my younger sister finished from Gini too.
Yes,
but she's
it
in
was a
200
it
level
was a
now.
beautiful experience for me growing up. Trust me.
No, Katie,
Very
man, Katie
beautiful
was fun
experience.
now. Katie was
Living
fun.
Katie was hard. Even if I went to the south to school, I found a way to go back during
Katie.
holidays. And we already moved from the north. We had moved from Katie after Sharia. But I was still going back by myself. I said, no, I'm going back to that Kaduna. I want to go and see my guys.
You guys.
You know, so
where did you guys move to?
moved to Asaba, Delta State.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
My
So-
dad moved us there.
Okay. What tertiary institution did you attend?
I went to Benton, Idahosa University.
Benton, Idaho. When people
Benin.
get money, they go that to university. You say una blow with that.
We tried. God was there.
God was faithful.
You know, God was faithful. School fees was increased by 100%. I was like, that's how I'll go out. So, but my dad said, don't worry.
Wow.
You know.
Wow. Shout out to your dad,
Yes,
man.
so-
All day, every day.
Yeah, every day, man.
So Jerry, I come and check whether I see the record. You say I don't get camera man. Before I hear say,
How far is it working?
yeah, it's still good.
Still good.
Yeah.
That means you edit it at some point.
Yes, I go. Most of these things I deliver. Now what
the
people
fun,
want
na the
this?
fun.
Yeah, now what people want
Yes,
this? So
so-
with that, they just want to see the natural.
Yeah.
Okay, so guys, we're back. Jerry,
Yes, so.
what course did you study in school?
I studied computer science and mathematics.
You see what I tell you now. Almost all my colleagues that I've interviewed, apart from Sir Akwarando, most of them are science students.
Yeah, I studied computer science.
No, but I've not seen anybody that said, "Oh, I studied." Okay, apart from Divago, nobody that said I studied mass comm, I studied
If I
theater.
go study that, she's in, okay, test me. That's nice.
Do you understand? Most everybody's just saying science. So when I leave on science come on our arts, but you know something with they blood.
Yeah, I'm telling you, my brother. So for me, acting didn't even start. I think I started acting as a child, but I didn't know what I was doing. You know, so when you watch film that year, try Indian films, American movies on Saturdays, I'll go my backyard for KD, start the act. I would imagine people with me, but I didn't know I was just having fun, you know. So I didn't know I was acting, but for me, I was just having fun. Ride my bicycle, park, jump, hey, come here, all those things. They play with myself and people that are not real. If you see me as a child, so this boy already crazy.
This was already mental.
You know, but I was doing it for fun. But I didn't know what I
But
was
you didn't know what you were doing.
I was
You
having
didn't know that
fun.
you were preparing yourself for
yeah,
to be great.
Yeah.
But finally, that's how everybody's story is. Oh,
Yeah.
like exactly what you just said. Now, people just see themselves diverting towards the arts. They don't even know. No matter if they like me, they be professor of further maths. They'll just
Yeah,
see themselves
exactly.
trying to act or do something in the art. So in school, were you active in drama? Were you in the drama
So
group of
this
the
is story
school?
of my story. In school, I was very shy. I was one of the most shy students or boys you could ever find. As in, a girl would walk up to me and I'll be like, "Oh, mom."
Jerry, how you think shy?
I'm serious. I was very shy.
I gonna take
So
the
I was
wrong bait,
avoiding
nah.
those things.
I gonna take the
So at
wrong
the
bait.
point, it was almost like saying, "I get now, go tell me, say, I like you." Then sometimes I have to build up some of courage to now say, okay, talk to you, you know. But it was just me, and even up until throughout university, okay, but I knew how to dance. I did
Mm.
dance that year, yeah. Or like
Break
now,
dance.
every dance, or like now, I don't understand what they happen. But dance was one thing that made me come out. Let me put it that way. So even when I left secondary school, I had friends and classmates that were representing my school for lit.
Yes, league day.
Lit days. I don't know about the south, but in the north it was the end thing.
I'm telling you
Schools
that
would
they'll
come
invite
and
different schools.
I could do what they do, but you will not see me. I'll just be like, man, I can't do
I
this.
can do this
I
thing.
can't do this thing. So I was holding myself back because I was shy. I was very shy. So it's only if you're close to me, you now know that this guy is down support. So I did that throughout until I got into university. University, they had drama stores, but you see me, my cousin that has nothing to do with acting right now
Mm.
was like the Ramsey-Noah of our school.
For real?
I mean, I was there. I went to act up like, I can do this thing, but I'm not. So I think I really held myself back a lot of times. So it was in 2020, 2010 when I was watching Tinsel at home because then I lived in Benin after school, and I was watching Tinsel and I saw Chris Atto play his character Kwame. I was like, I can do this stuff. This is me now. And guess what I did? I applied for Tinsel from
Wow.
Benin. I just filled the form, all those things online that year, sent it, and they called me, and I flew to Benin.
They called you
Yeah, they called me to come for the audition.
for audition.
I flew to Benin for audition. Did
Flew
the
to Lagos.
audition. Yeah, sorry, to Lagos. Flew to Lagos, did the audition. I got shortlisted. They said come back again. I was just like, I'm one of the ladies that was auditioning. A very good friend right now, Delmois. Yeah, she's also a producer, a director, and a writer. She was like, "Have you been acting?" I was like, "No." She's like, "Okay," and that was how it started for me. That was where the story journey
Wow. So
started.
Jerry, just watching TV,
Yeah.
seeing Chris Atto, that was when you made that decision. Like,
Yeah, I was going to do this. I can't just keep.
by then, what were you doing? Were you working?
By then, honestly, I was done with NYSC.
Where did you serve?
I served in Ekiti.
Okay.
I was on the NYSC, and you know how the job hunting thing was. Benin didn't really have much to give. I don't think it still does, but it was like, okay, where do we go from here? Then I had not moved to Lagos. That was in 2029. Sorry, 2009.
2009.
I was not even sure of Lagos. Yeah, it was 2010 that I moved to Lagos. So that period, I was not sure of what I was doing. All I know is that I wanted to be a banker. I wanted to hit targets. I want to do this. I want to wear suits. I want to look sharp. So at some point, I was not even sure. I was looking for a job, until I now saw this. I said, I can do this.
So you were not doing anything at that
I
time?
was not doing anything
Wow.
at that time. Yeah.
Wow. So that was when you now made up your mind, like, so you applied for the audition,
For the audition.
and they called
and
you.
they called me.
Man,
And that was how it
I think
started.
your story is kind of like sweet too, because bro, I went for Tinsel audition. You know that one where we say they do for Protea for Ikeja,
Yeah,
for
that was
Maryland.
that was
5,000 people, man,
Yeah,
from
that was
morning
a normal
till
thing
night.
then. That was a norm.
From morning till night before I
That
got
was a
in.
big norm, man.
Yeah, sure, us what you can do. Are you? No, are you? Thank you very much. I'll see you next time. Next. That's what happened to me.
I do.
Well, you went your first time and they picked you. That's
Yeah.
grace.
It was,
That's grace.
It was something else. That audition floor, I've been there before, but I was already on Tinsel then. I was doing I was a day player then, right?
Day player are people that come once in a while. Yeah.
Yes, they can call you to come in by 6 a.m. Then we'll get there by 6 a.m. and you play like Ziggy's Bar, those without sit around. But my character developed. They put me from Ziggy's Bar to give me a script. From there, I started growing and growing and growing and growing.
You did Ziggy's Bar?
I did Ziggy's
I
Bar.
did Ziggy's Bar for 4 years.
Jeez, that was a lot though. I did Ziggy's Bar for like a year.
Do you know that while I was even doing Ziggy's Bar,
Uh,
I could vex. What in this person they act? I said, do am. In fact, some of them were even missing their lines. Or say, so I say, me, I know they forget line. I feel do the but that's not my story. We're not talking about Heidi. We're talking about Jerry Mudiaga, ladies and gentlemen. So that was where your portfolio started to increase from Ziggy's Bar. They started giving you talking roles.
yeah, there was a time I was ill. I don't move for Lagos because I was changing residence in Lagos at some point in my life because then I didn't have a place of my own. I didn't want to stay alone, even if I had money to pay for it. I needed a friend that will just share the rent. Let's
Okay.
that kind of thing. So it's either my friend doesn't have at that time or there's no one to do it with. But there was a time I was ill, like I was really ill, and I got a call. So this is what happened. I kept doing Ziggy's Bar, and I was like, no, I'm done with Ziggy's Bar. They called me and said, I'm not doing Ziggy's Bar. No, I said, I'm not just a fine boy or a model. I'm an actor. I'm pushing my career. I'm not going to go there and be smiling and act like I'm talking to a girl, which, I was like, nah. So they said, okay, no problem. And really, I now started doing 9 to 5. I worked with Global Com. I worked as a PA to an ex-governor of Ekiti State. I did so many things. Yeah.
As a PA?
Yeah, I did so many things. So along the line, they just called me and said, I should come in for a reading. I was like, reading. So that period, I now felt ill. I lost so much weight. And I got the message. They now sent me a script. Now, in the script, it was Kwame character and another person, a dialogue. And I was like, wait, what's happening? Are they trying to cast me as Kwame? And they reason big. I was reasoning so big. Like,
but there's nothing wrong in
no, there's nothing wrong. At the instant, and brother, I started well. See that sickness? You see the appetite I didn't have. The appetite came. Food, I started eating food. That night, I ate next morning. I was eating.
And you go see strength.
Yeah. I was like, no, I look sick. I need to eat. I ate for like maybe I think it was 2 days out before the day. I did my best. I did press up, so I look at least, got to the audition. And that time it was at Ojota.
That got burnt.
I got burnt. I got there and I walked in and I saw like about 20-something guys. I was like, what's happening?
I thought they said it was a reading.
What was this? But instead, I said, you know what? Let's do this. I looked around and I only saw one person I felt was going to be competition. I just pointed him. I was like, that can be my competition. But every other person, can't.
Is the person in the industry now?
No. And that's what happened. I went in. They kept calling us back and in and out until we're just like 3 of us left.
And that guy was among.
And the guy was among. After 3 of us was 2 of us.
You and that same guy?
Me and that same guy.
So you were right.
I was right. I looked at him. I studied him for a bit, and I knew what Tinsel wanted: act, mannerisms, poise, now to smile. Just carry yourself. Don't just be, So at the end of the day, why I didn't get the role was that I looked too young. The character was a 35-year-old character. Now it wasn't Kwame. Kwame was just a guideline for us to read, to get to see us act. Then I didn't understand how this thing worked.
Yeah, I know.
And that was it. They said, but they said, how old are you? I told them, like, oh, no wonder. Like, the character is 35 years old. I was like, oh, wow. I don't look my age to start with, not talk of me looking like 35. And that was how I didn't get the role. But guess what? The guy didn't get the role too. What? It was someone totally different that played the character. Someone that came in and played the character that was for a very short time. See this life. So what I thought that was for me wasn't really for me, because at the end of the day, it was a short time that character had. Okay. I think a few episodes just came in. He actually just walked up to Iretidol's character, which I can't remember the name again, and he was hitting on her, and she turned him down, and he ran into her again somewhere else. I think a couple of times, and that was the end.
Wow.
So if I had gotten that role, that would have been
the
end for me. But instead, I got a recurring character that kept coming every week.
Wow.
And then it was I think it was 10K per day. Yeah, you come and shoot 10K per day. So as an extra, you spend 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. for 10K. I remember. But as a day player, you can spend 2 hours for that same
amount.
So you just come and do your thing and you go. And I liked it that way.
Yeah.
It gave me time to do other things. So I could come like 4 times in a week, and that's like 40K.
Then
I'm like, hey, we don't hit. That kind of thing.
God.
So it kept going.
Well,
like my character kept coming more important, and they kept writing. But at some point, I feel I needed more. So I needed growth. I was like, this is not getting it. I'm not getting what I want. I need to, I need us to then.
So how did you move?
I left Nigeria.
Because I started saying, okay.
I left Nigeria for a couple of months, and what I didn't know was that they were working on my character. I didn't know. I just woke up one day and the line producer, Ronke, and I had a conversation, and I told her I was traveling. She's like, where? I was like, I'm leaving the country. It's like, no, we're writing. I'm like, really? Why didn't you tell me? I've bought ticket, I've done visa, everything. I felt really bad, but I felt it was a journey. I needed to take that leap of faith, the experience and everything. So I went, And
Where did you travel to?
I went to South Africa. Before I went to South Africa, I even spoke to some people on Tinsel. One person in particular, and we talked about the whole thing. I was like, okay, don't worry, when we get there, I'll hook you up with some agents over there. Oh boy, no, it's you.
Let's continue. Make I check this thing first.
It's still recording, right?
Yeah, it's still recording. It's getting, but that's light today, so I think.
Okay.
So God, I beg.
Yeah.
So you went to SA.
I went to SA, and I went with the intention of breaking into the market over there. I didn't understand how the thing worked. Mine was that South Africa, be like saying I here and the work.
But is it different?
Yeah, you need an agent. It's not just
Yeah,
how we do
don't
it.
be here where anybody
Someone
just call you.
You know, you have to have an agent that pushes you, you know, and all of that. And I don't know how it is for a non-South African to get that going. I don't know how it is. I don't know. Even up till now.
But did you try?
The person I was trying to link up to, there was nothing for. Or maybe the person in Nigeria, how far, bros? How far? How far? Nothing came out of it. So I just realized that I spent a few months there, eating, sleeping, having fun. You know,
What kind of fun?
going out. South Africa is a beautiful place. Although I got tired of the food, I wanted to eat Niger food. I started craving swallow and everything. You know,
That's always the problem.
yeah,
when you travel.
Yeah, so it wasn't a bad one for me. It was an experience.
So what about the South African ladies?
South African ladies? I had a girlfriend. So the thing about it is that before I even got to South Africa, my cousin that lived there said he wanted to introduce me to someone, and that's how we got talking before I even flew and everything. So we already got close and mutual. So by the time I got there,
okay, you
it
guys
was
are kick it off
yeah,
already.
we kicked off already.
She
And she
get
was
yash?
not letting me. Funny enough, it was just there. It wasn't like those big.
But you know South African ladies,
Yes,
they
it wasn't one of
kinda-
those very big ones. But she had a nice figure. Just put it out there.
Always. Shout out to my South African
Yeah.
fans worldwide.
And she didn't want me out of her sight. Like anywhere I went, she was going to.
What?
I'm telling you.
Wow.
So I was just there, and I was her boyfriend, and it was fun. But I had to leave at some point.
How long did you stay in
I think I
SA?
spent like 4 months.
Wow.
I had to leave because at some point I was like, no, I can't keep doing this one. And my life is not moving forward.
Yeah.
I'm just eating what they call braai,
that's your food,
chakalaka,
Shakalaka.
very nice stuff, bro. You know, they eat their pap and whatever. Pap is like swallow. They make it in form of swallow. Eat it with chakalaka or. You know, but I got tired, and I prayed. I was like, okay, I need a sign. I even called mom, see that mom say, I'm come out this country. I broke. I had money before I left, and I squandered the whole
Everything.
thing.
No, is it? See,
like called
money
them,
where you they collect
yeah.
from, where you know they top and
Top
back.
am,
You go
yeah.
finish.
So I called mom, say, I told her I beg, she should book ticket for me. She said, when I think I'll call my dad to book the ticket, but I didn't tell my girlfriend yet. So I just got an email from Ebony Live, and I was like, this is it. I wanted to just send my email. So you know how they send emails inviting you for an audition? It seems like it comes off like if you now only you, or now you and few other people.
Yes.
So in my mind, I was like,
Let me.
now this one,
Now this one.
yeah, this is it. This is the break. I just told my girl, I'm sorry. She didn't want me to go, but I had to go, man. I told her that's how book ticket or left the country.
So you came back to Nigeria and you went for the Ebony Life.
So when I got to Nigeria, my brother, that night I reached Nigeria, no light first. The thing hit me. Whoa. The thing hit me. I
You
was
said no
like,
light.
I was sweating like someone that was running.
Oh my God.
You know, so at the end of the day, I went for the audition. When I got to the audition ground, which was Ebony Life at VI then, not the Ebony Life place, Palace now. They had to have another office where crowded. Place was crowded.
Oh my God.
And then
And they sent it like it was just only you.
yeah, people on the streets.
What?
So the audition was inside, but you see cars parked. There's so many names I can start to call now. They were there at the audition.
But that time, them said they never blow.
No, now everybody was
Hustling.
so many of us, guy alpha. Some people knew I was not around. I don't know how come. So Alpha, when you come back, it was nice to see people again that I knew, like I was familiar with. You know, the audition was for a series, and at the end of the day, we were just left to how many of us standing. You know, I can't remember how many.
You were
of
still
us.
part of the people
Yeah,
standing.
people standing.
I told you he was good,
You
ladies
know,
and
so at the
gentlemen.
end of the day, politics happened, I think, because what
Yeah,
happened?
no go pick
What
you.
happened was like a film trick. Can you happen?
He get
Why
some
are we-
auditions wey I go 2015.
Why are we here?
We'll
Why
get
are we
back to
doing
you.
here?
Read just now, so they never get back to you.
Yeah. So that's what happened anyway. So we kept pushing. I felt disappointed. I was like, did I make a right move to come back? I was like, no, I think I did. But I really did anyways, because the moment I finished that audition, the series of the audition, African Magic Original Films called me. So before I traveled, African Magic Original Films were shooting a lot of movies. Like they had like 90 movies to shoot.
Wow.
And they were calling me, but they never called me. And I was like, why? So as I came back, I think the next 2 days I got a call to come and do another audition at Magodo. Yeah, and I went, and the audition was nice. And that's how I didn't got my first lead, you know. Then I did another one, a second lead.
That one, was there crowd?
Were not that much. I think they had actors they will call. Maybe they might want to test 3 actors for a role, 5 actors for another role, just to see, you know. So
But
that
they
was
still
the,
chose you and you
yeah,
played
I
lead.
played the lead, and it was a nice character. It was a nice story. My mother's son.
And so that was how you went from glory.
Yes.
Glory.
Then after that, I did 3 movies. I played 3 leads for African Magic Original Films. Shout out to African Magic.
Shout out to African Magic.
Yeah. So after that, they called me for Hush.
Mm.
You know. So this is what happened. Hush came, and there was an opportunity to go online and send a monologue, a picture, and fill the form. If you get shortlisted, you don't have to go for the general audition. And I hate general auditions where you see 500 people or 1 million people, because you get frustrated, tired, exhausted. That when it comes to
your turn,
you already
can't
probably
deliver.
done. You're like, okay, let's just try and do this.
Can't deliver,
You
no
know,
more.
so for me, I was like, nope, I'm not doing that audition. And I put in my 101, put my phone, did everything, and I did the monologue. And I sent it. Almost, I got a response. Congratulations. And that was how I skilled that audition. They now brought me to the next audition where we now did that Protea. Protea,
Hotel.
yeah, no, in
Maryland.
Ikeja,
Maryland,
yes,
Ikeja,
yes.
yeah.
So I got there and I see some people like, whoa, we still plenty here. Oh.
Mm.
There was so many of us that was there. There was so many names I'll call.
Mm.
You know, so
You
many
can
of us
call
were
them
there.
now. All
And
of
what's
them
his
don't
name?
blow
Gabriel.
now. Afolayan.
And Afola. Me and Gisted.
All of them don't blow.
Yeah,
now.
what
So, you
talked
know,
about different things.
and
But there's
their
one thing
story
I
with
kept
them.
doing. If you ask me, people say, Jerry, how for waiting they fire? I said, I just came to sign my contract. I don't know about you guys. It's contract I came to sign with these guys. I was joking about it, but I think it was, yeah, it was called Faith, and I was just saying it. Faith. And they were calling us in batches like 10. Line up number, they'll call you because they already filled our names and numbers. You know how they do online now. People be just around, eating, laughing, flirting, playing around, whatever. And that's how I went in, you know, and it was, you go this way or you go right or left. So I went right, and Mr. Rogers, my boss, was there. He was
Female.
a female was there. The writer, one of the writers was also there. I think about 3 of them, and there were lots of us seated, taking turns. You know, beautiful actors, I won't lie. Some were giving like, I was like, to be the actor. Got to my turn and I did my thing. And he now teased me. He now said I be dealt out by the chop oil money. He says I fresh. I said, boss, I know fresh. Oh. And this work will give me my fresh. I always like to joke about things like, if you come at me with pigeon, I'll enter with pigeon too. So we did our thing. And it was like good. And that was all low. It's not like you said wait or something. You didn't tell anybody to wait.
Everybody go home.
So I was like, I was outside, did I make this thing? Was it good? I was not sure. You know, and when he came out at some point for maybe a break, people gathered around him and they were asking him, me, and I was like, sir. And he looked at me, I was like, don't worry, go. So I said, okay, let's see how it goes. And I got called back again. So we had series of.
So that was Hush, right?
Yeah, that was Hush. We had series of auditions. It wasn't just that one. They called back. So they're trying to cast. So I read for different characters.
Okay.
I read for 1 character, 2 characters, about 3 characters. At the end of the day, I now got Bills, which was a lead. On Hush. And that was where I felt like we don't blow. All of us in my mind say we don't blow. We don't arrive. Life joke. We don't arrive. This industry now we get But funny thing about it, 2016 was a phenomenal period because a lot of people didn't have jobs in the industry.
2016.
Yeah, we didn't know because we were busy for 1 year. Hush took all of our time that we wished we had more time, but we didn't know it was sort of a blessing in disguise because when I went out, or I went for like MVCA that year. That was my first MVCA. We now realized that people were not working.
Hmm.
There were no jobs. So that almost,
Shout
you
out to
know.
YouTube, man.
So the thing was crazy. I know colleagues of mine then that were like, when they saw me on red carpet, they would shake me like, man, correct guy, nice one, oh, happy for you, man. Like I could see it in their eyes, like, guy, you don't know what God do for you, you know. I was not like, okay, what's happening, though? But I now realized that there were no jobs then. People were not really working, they were not shooting, you know. I mean, the ones that should were just few, you know. So that period, I was busy, you know, and we felt that we had arrived because everybody knew us. You walk in somewhere, hey, hey, African magic everywhere and everything, you know. And Mr. Rogers even told us at the end of our shoot, that was January 2020, 2017. He said that most of us are going to be broke, or we're already broke, sir.
For real? He said
Yeah, he
that?
said it now because it's in as much as
Like, okay, go into the world now.
yeah, you know, I really 2017 wasn't a funny year for me. I don't know about some other people. It wasn't. There was no job. In fact, most of us had a conversation with ourselves then on set. You know, I remember Iron Badge talked about our fee now. He said my fee now is going to be 300,000. This is what I'm taking. I take home. I see as in, I'm not, eh? Hey, when we enter market, we got our eye clear. First of all, I went to film one. They called me to film one. I had a meeting with someone, and he asked me a very simple question after keeping me for a while, which I don't mind because I was trying to get into the, you know. He asked me. He said, if I Google you, what will come out? Who are you? You know, he asked, who are you? I first looked at the guy, so I don't understand. I'm trying.
You know they watch Hush.
See, you know, you watch Hush. You know, and he said, if I Google you, what will come out? That question was really, I was like, wow, okay.
Question tick.
What would come out really? But really, what will come out is my Instagram page of maybe 1,000 followers or something. The guy broke it down for me, man. He made me understand that talent is 10%. I cold catch me first. He said popularity is 50%. So it's who you are that counts more than the craft. He broke it down. I can't remember the way he explained the rest, but I felt, I don't know the word to use, but I felt somewhat discouraged, somewhat motivated, somewhat challenged. I felt different, different feelings. I was like, oh more, I never start, you know. And really, that year wasn't funny. It wasn't funny. I won't lie, it wasn't funny.
So Jerry, how did you not get into Ultimate Love?
Yeah, so Ultimate Love happened. I think was that 2019? I think that was 2019. Yeah, that was 2019. Before then, I already.
By the way, most of you that don't know Ultimate Love, Ultimate Love is like another version of Big Brother.
Yeah.
Still for Mnet Africa. Mnet Africa does Big Brother and Ultimate Love. So
Ultimate Love, yeah. So I got a call because I think they already started the process. So I got a call if I was interested in a reality show. I wasn't sure where this was coming from. So I was like skeptical. I needed to be sure, who's this? Where are you calling me from? But they didn't tell me. They didn't want to disclose much. But they said if I could come to VI, you know, it was not even their office in VI. It was one hotel in VI. And I was like, okay. And I went for the meeting and I got in and I saw a familiar face. I saw Arnold. Was also on the show. He was also in Hollywood.
Arnold Henry.
Yes, I saw him.
That's my guy. Shout out to Arnold Henry.
How far we just said, what's the apple now? I said, we talked. Then it was then and I said, okay, what are these people? Then they called me to the pool area. We had an interview. About 2 of them or 3 of them. Asked me questions. We talked. And they liked me. Because I sell my market. They liked me and that was it. So
well, you know the carry last.
I tell you, that's how I got shortlisted and they said okay, blah blah blah. You know, and that's how I literally found myself going. I think 2 days later I went. The funny thing, they didn't call me, they made a mistake. They also have sent me a message to invite me, but they didn't send a message. And I was like, okay. Then at night I got a call like, we're so sorry, we're supposed to reach out to this. Please, can you come tomorrow? I said, okay, I come. And I got there and I saw people, beautiful, good looking people. And everybody looked at me strange. Like,
Rosie was there too.
yeah, everybody was like, "Who's this?" So apparently they already started the audition and they were more than what they were. So who is this guy that just came in, you know? And I joined, and that was how the experience, the journey, did blind dating, speed dating, and whatnot. And it was a process. We had the medicals, we had the, I think, physical. They also had the psych, just to be sure, to evaluate us and everything. It was something I looked forward to because I wanted to get on Big Brother for how many years? I tried several times. I almost got in a particular time before then, but it didn't happen.
So what was your position in the ultimate?
I will, if I'm not mistaken, I think we're the third couple to leave.
Okay.
I think the third couple to leave the house.
Okay.
Yeah, the third couple to leave the house.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was fun. It was
Yeah, sure.
It was a nice experience.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Good house. Also, my bro. Good house, free food and everything.
The environment was conducive. It was lovely.
So did you guys do Arwala in the house?
No, they treated us like babies now. They don't let us do anything.
So what about the one of Big Brother that they will say some condoms are missing?
No, Big Brother is Big Brother. Big Brother is different. I tell people that they didn't want the show to be like Big Brother.
Okay.
Yeah, that was what they were trying to avoid. That's why they didn't want people sleeping anywhere. Like, I couldn't have found myself in a girl's bed at night by 2 a.m.
So you slept in your own
You have to
bed?
sleep in your bed. So once it's 12 midnight, ladies go back to their rooms.
Guys go back to their okay.
So, yeah, so that was what it was.
So Jerry, let's go straight to another session. Let's go to the industry proper now. You guys have heard how Jerry climbed, from Benin to Ultimate Love. So
Journey.
yeah, it's a very long journey. So do you think an actor owes a producer 1 million views in one day?
Okay, so I don't know how to answer this question directly, but if you have an agreement like that, then you owe the person. But if there's no agreement, no verbal agreement or written agreement,
Like
that effect,
if a producer say, "Oh, I want to use Jerry Mudiaga because he has those fans and I know he will give me 1 million views in one day."
and
Do
then,
you think, Omo, you are under that obligation? Say, Omo, if the thing come out, you must give me my 1 million views. Oh.
yeah? So for that, if it comes out that way, if because he or she perceives or believes that, oh, Jerry Mudiaga has the fan base to give me 1 million views in one day, and talks to me about it, we negotiate, and for that reason he agrees to pay me what I charge, then in a certain way I owe that to them. That means my performance, I have to give everything. But again, there's a but. Like I tell people, I say it is a collaborative effort. It's not just the actor, it's not just the producer, it's not just the crew, it's everybody together. But I tell producers that even big names, big production companies, we know their names, still do a lot of marketing, which cost money. Promotions, even for YouTube movies, they do these things.
But Jerry, what if the film now comes out and it makes 300,000 views? Wouldn't they say, this actor know they sell?
Well, you can say that, but I don't believe that, because at the end of the day, it depends on the content you won't drop. That's number one. Some people are lucky. You can drop a content today, and that it just happens to be a good day. People want to watch movies, and people watch it. People
watch it, and it just flies,
and it goes. Yes, people love it. So at the end of the day, it will have that much views. But again, like I say, there's work to be done aside in front of the camera. If you don't do your homework over time, you can't just wake up one morning and say, because it is so person, I'll put in it will not hit that figure. I've been saying it to myself that it will not, because before a Ruth Kadri will give you a movie that makes XYZ amount of views, now it didn't just start today. It started months, years ago. She built it. So it wasn't something she just woke up over one morning and said, okay, I want to use this guy, I want to use this girl because they have this fan base, it will give me this. If your platform is fresh, is new. You don't do put in the work. I'm talking about the marketing part, the promotion part. Trust me, people will not know about these movies or this movie, so to say. Meaning that when the movie hits today, 5 p.m., and you do not tell anybody about the movie hitting before time, it will be like people bumping into it. So what do you expect? Numbers will be low. That's why I say you need to carry everybody along. It's collaboration, basically. Your actors, everybody. We need to do this as a team. We worked hard to bring this beautiful piece for viewers. So let's put in more. I'm the producer. I will put in the money to do promotions.
So basically, producers should just set money aside for marketing.
For marketing, it's not just about the big projects. Not only for cinema or Netflix. Even the small content need these things. Even YouTube needs these things. So there's awareness, and there's so many avenues and platforms people use these days. So when you put that in check, and you carry your actors along, some movies people do. They don't even know the movie is dropping on a particular day. It just drops. I'm not saying everybody. It just drops. You find out the movie is out.
I will rush because this light on the go.
You find out that it dropped today, maybe 1 hour ago. And I always tell people that Instagram has made it giving us some tools. If I want to post something and Hydra is on it today, I want us to post it at the same time. I won't tell them, say, God, because
of the algorithm.
Let us do this together. So as we're posting, as people are watching, that's why I like some of my producers I've worked with. They carry us along. And some of them have bigger platforms, so to speak, like Yabo Ojo.
Shout out to Yabo Ojo.
Yeah, man. I love her so much, So these are the things. She will tag you and invite you. So our numbers are doing great. It's doing great on your end. People are like, okay, let's go watch it. You two are pushing it on your end. But now you bring a movie out by 5 p.m. Me will be the lead, not even know. Or we will find out by 6:37.
Or the next day,
sir. Because I'm also busy. I'm not always going to be checking Instagram 24/7.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to be posting it when I have my own free time. So there's this thing, So everything is a joint effort.
So Jerry, how do you feel when you're in a film and you played a very vital role, but the poster comes out and you're not on the poster?
Oh,
definitely, it has happened to you. I know, say it happened to you because I don't even see them happen to you. So how do you feel? Would you still post the poster?
Yeah. Way back then I wouldn't, but now I will.
You will?
Yeah. But
wow, good
this
guy.
This is it. Why I will post it is for different reasons. If the poster, some posters are just two people.
Yeah.
Two people. Maybe the main lead. Obviously, if I'm playing a vital role and I'm not the main lead, you might not decide to put me there because I'm not the main lead. There's a lead girl, there's a lead guy.
But if Mercy Johnson can't play one scene, then go put her for the poster.
Okay. In that aspect, they are looking at the faces that will sell that movie.
So are they saying your face will not sell their movie?
They are saying my face will not sell as much as...
So how does that make you feel?
It makes me feel like I need to work harder.
Word.
I need to put in the work to really get there. And I will understand if you as an actor sees another face that didn't do much and you feel that, oh, I and this person are almost on the same...
Oh, I'm even more than...
I'm even probably bigger. Yeah. I understand that feeling. I've seen posters. There was a poster. It's a movie I did and I was not on the poster, but they had a poster for me.
Why?
Do you get that thing? You know this personal poster.
Oh, make I look on top where they look off his head.
So I know how to...
Maybe they vex me well.
Post that.
He used to, but not anymore, man.
Yeah, no, not anymore.
Jerry, so the other Steven said YouTube actors, in quotes, relax, breathe, enjoy yourself. Please, you guys should rest. Timini replied and said, there's nothing like a YouTube actor. An actor is an actor. What do you have to say about that?
Yeah, I second on that anyways. An actor is an actor. They're not YouTube actors. Just like when I was doing more of African magic movies.
Don't I say you be African magic face?
It wasn't that. Not even... So I've heard that thing. I've heard you be African magic king or you be African magic actor, African magic face. But the time I was now doing rock. And today I'm still going to do rock. I'm still going to do African magic when it calls. So there's nothing like YouTube actors. It's just that YouTube is more out there, it's more YouTube, welcomed. The market is very wide. So a lot of Nigerians and Nigerian producers or movie producers are now on it. You know how we do it for Nigeria. Now once we hear one thing, everybody did it. Everybody wants to milk. So it's just what it is. Tomorrow if I get a call by the grace of God, to do a cinema job, I will jump on it and do. You can't call me a
If you get
YouTube
a
actor.
Hollywood job,
If I get a Hollywood
wow.
call, I will do it.
Tyler
If I get an
Perry.
African magic, I will do it. If I get a rock, I will do it. So an actor is an actor. That's the truth. That's why you cannot just say, "Oh, he's a cinema actor." No, there's not like a cinema actor.
Okay. So Jerry, what measures are you taking? Like when wait, man, check this so that the record first. Okay,
We're good. We're good.
yeah, we're good. It's too bright though. I like that. I think the one me educate did. I think this place was so dark that by this time it was already, it's too bright though.
Okay.
So what measures? People when Nollywood actors start to get old, they start to get sick.
Oh.
Start to get very sick. What measures are you taking in order for you not to get to that point where maybe when you are old, they will not start posting you that please help Jerry Mudiaga. He was a legend. He's a legend. Please let's donate some.
God forbid.
What measures, God no, God forbid. But what measures are you taking not to be in that position?
So
Maintaining your health.
my health, my lifestyle, and everything. So basically, what I would say is my lifestyle first of all, and what I do, how I live my life, even from way back till now, till 20 years, 30 years from till now, is very important to me. I'm not saying people that don't do what I do, or do things I don't do, don't have the same or won't have the same, But what I'm saying is that I'm invested in my health. I'm invested in my lifestyle. I'm also invested in other things that is not entertainment, that's not acting. So the major thing I always see, or the common thing I've seen with actors that have suffered in recent times when they get to a certain age, is they didn't have enough savings or didn't have enough investments. So when they start falling sick, they put it out there, because they can't fund it, they can't take care of it. But if you plan ahead, like get into things, invest your time and your money into other things, you wouldn't see yourself in that position or that situation. So for me, acting is a passion. I love it. It's also a job for me, but I do other things, and I'm still venturing into other things because time will pass by. We need to go with the trend, the happenings, what is selling, the new oil money. Because there was a time it was oil that was the money. If you're into petrol,
Yes.
but now it's not really a thing.
Content.
People are doing so many things. There's tech. There's so many things you can get involved in, and you can still be an actor, so to speak. So at the end of the day, even if, because the truth about it is that actors have a lifespan when it comes to being out there, being in the market. Some people are very lucky to go through decades and still remain very relevant. While some will come and do 20 years, 2 decades, and they notice that okay, they're not really doing much. That's why you see people now producing, doing other content, doing other things. Because at the end of the day, if I'm not working as an actor, I should be working at something else. I should be earning from something else. I should be earning from real estate. I should be earning from my business. I should be earning from my fashion line. I should be earning from tech. Even from the same entertainment, or maybe not as an actor, but as a producer or as an EP, stuffs like that. You probably have a company which you're a partner with several other people, and you guys have come together to create something beautiful. So at the end of the day, you will never find yourself in that position where you are helpless, you're handicapped, you cannot do some certain things for yourself, even if you were known worldwide. Then you begin to seek for funds and what they call that thing, go fund me, yeah, go fund me stuff. Yeah, I'm not saying the fans cannot be there for you, but I'm also saying that it's also be a very beautiful thing if you need a certain thing and you can just snap your finger and it's done. You can just say, okay, let's go do this, let's travel out to take care of this. Ailments most times are underlined. Some people don't know these things. That's why it's also good to also
go for regular
checkups to be sure of your person, because we change with age, our body begins to change. And exercise again is very important.
Very, very important.
Yeah.
So Jerry, thank you for coming on my show. One last advice for somebody watching you, a young dude or a young girl watching you now, and they want to be like you. One advice for them.
My advice, I would say, is if you want to be an actor, always have at the back of your mind that it's more about the passion than the fame. That's the truth. Some people will be an actor. Some will be an actor for 20 years, might not rise up to that fame. You
But they will
know,
know
but they
you
will know you. Trust me, they will know you.
once they see you. They say, "Ah, I see this
Yeah,
actor."
because I've experienced it a lot of times. There are people that I didn't know knew me. And when I tried to like, hello, my name is, I know you're not Jerry. I'm like, oh wow, you know me. Oh, that's great. So what's happening? We never walk. How far now? But that's another story for another day. Yeah. Then another thing I would say is have another hustle. Have something that pays your bills.
Mm.
That's the truth. Even big names in Hollywood, so to speak, don't just focus on
On the
acting.
movie, yeah.
They just don't. That is why you get to see them launch perfumes, lingeries, stuff. It's not just
Restaurants.
It's not just because they just have money, they just feel like throwing it somewhere. It's a lie, it's an investment. They sat down, they've calculated, okay, we'll put in XYZ amount. This will sell. People will love you because they love you, they will want to skin. It is money making venture. Do you understand? Rihanna became who
A
she
billionaire.
is, a billionaire, not from the music.
Music, yes, from business.
She was it's business. Do you understand? It's business. Trust me, guys. So this is what I tell people. Just don't focus on acting and say, "Oh, I want to be an actor." There, you just want to die there. You go find Gary drink. You know, go see. I'm serious. You know, go see Gary drink.
Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, you've heard from the one and only Jerry Mudiaga, my guy. Thank you for coming
Thank
on
you
my
for
show.
having me.
Please just give me a shout out. Hydra, the range actor.
Hey, what's up, my people? My name is Jerry Mudiaga, and I'm here chilling with my man Hydra, the range actor. Phenomenal.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're global now.
We're global, baby.
So we out. Thank you for watching.
Yeah.
Please, I've never said this before, but subscribe, comment, share.
Yeah, subscribe.
I don't actually force people to subscribe.
Hydra, what? How is it called? Hydra
and TV.
And TV.
Yeah.
And okay. Please subscribe, bro. Please, guys, subscribe.
Yeah, so
like, follow,
subscribe, like, comment, drop everything. Share.
Yeah.
Share. Let other people get the gospel. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. I'm your boy Hydra for choosing my name to sign out now. AKA we global now. Good night. Yeah, so very fine place.